Hi guys, welcome to your channel. This is Tasi Revolution 1111. Welcome. This is Vinoth here, and this is your channel wherein I talk about several different topics, ranging from my spiritual awakening journey and the transformation cycles that goes through, and I'm also sharing the knowledge that I've gained through my journey, and so that it is helpful to all of you, and to also create awareness about about my life and the experience that I've gone through, to bring about awareness about my sexuality and about being gay. I've put us there's a playlist under which I'm just trying to categorize these videos. The one first I had is on the transformation, which I've put a playlist. There's another playlist on being gay, and then there's another playlist on my tarot card readings, which I've started recently, like few months ago. That yeah, I've developed my spiritual gifts, and I'm just working on it. So soon I'll be putting in more of those videos where I would bring in more tarot readings into it. So wait for it till the time comes. And apart from that, I have several other topics that I would be talking about. So in that line of subject, what I wanted to today discuss about was my lighting is little bad. I don't know what's happening. So let's hope it just is better. So what happened was basically, like, I wanted to today discuss about abusive relationship. Okay. So if you had seen my previous two videos, you would have known about my coming out story, and then how my dating and relationship basically was being gay, actually. So now this in that series is quite an important topic I wanted to bring in front, which is quite sensitive, or it can trigger people, so, or it can bring about some feelings or anything, for that matter, from your past, if you have gone through such things, or it can if you're going through that, it can be a trigger, or it can create some emotional distress. So please, I'm just having a warning here. If you're not really interested in talking about it, or listening to about abusive relationship, and if you can't handle those truths, please do not continue watching this video. I would suggest not to watch this video. But apart from that, it's all, I'm planning to share the experience of it, and to how to avoid, like how to kind of understand those understand whether you're in a the person whom you are talking to is a genuine one, or it can turn out to be an abusive personality, or anything that matters. So to the knowledge that I've gained personally, and I've also learned through information from others, basically, and that's what I'm trying to relay back to you, and to share this with people who might I haven't heard so much on the gay community, people talking about it, or willing to tell those things outside. So what I've experienced being gay was something that I wanted to share, so that at least people voice out their concerns. And I've heard on several things on straight couples, or anything. There is lots of videos being made, but on the gay front, from a same-sex couples, I haven't heard much. So I thought I should make this video and kind of publish that, basically. So let's see how many videos, or like, is it one video good enough, or I feel I wanted to just give you more in-depth, some kind of inputs, not as one single big video where you kind of get bored of all listening to long videos. I wanted to make it a shorter video, so let's see how it goes. So in that front, what I wanted to discuss today was, when I just wanted to set the scene before even entering into what the relationship was and how it began and what happened. So because I'm just here putting forth my side of the story, and I'm here to analyze the other side of it later on. I'm not going to just give a complete justification on one end and just throw the other person into like a bad line, bad as the bad guy. But I'll just see where things went wrong, where things could have been better, or I could have really identified the problems. So in that, so that's something which I wanted to really discuss today. And so the before I, as I said, from my young age, because of dealing with being gay and not coming out, and also born to a family where we were so religious. I mean, we were like not religious. We were because of our religion and our like the society and the narrow-mindedness, and also the way of upbringing through like your parents, how they bring you up, and your family heritage, and your environment and social environment, and your educational, and I mean your school and your friends and all these things, how much influence it had on me. I brought to a point where for me love meant that I give love to, like I show love. You have that feeling of like liking another person, showing it in such a way that you tend to like do things for them because you automatically want to do something for them, or want to be with them, want to talk to them, want to have fun with them, or whatever. So that feeling was always there. But unfortunately, since I didn't get anything, like I never had a proper relationship as such to just feel that someone else doing that back to me, I never felt that, okay, that part of it I've never felt. So for me, receiving back love, that question itself was not there, first of all. But I was, in fact, I could sense this from straight, from girls who were attracted to me, showing that kind of a vibe. But it was not something natural for me to show them back the same thing. So that was the difference. So I couldn't really understand the difference, really be myself and experience love, or I mean, when I show love to someone in like not in a just a friendship or anything, a special way, right? So if I show that kind of love, do I get it back? Was I never had an idea. So just understanding and setting this setting few things before the preconditions in which I entered into a relationship. So that was one thing. I was very kind. Um, I was very kind, and I always been taught that your necessity will come last. Then you have to look at the others. That's how we have been told from a young age, to take care of the others, like look after them. If you have food, also, if your guests come, you give for the guests first, and then you eat at the last, whatever is there. So that is how I was born and brought up. So I usually try to make everybody comfortable, and I was also that kind of a person, very empathic and a kind of giving personality, and I want everybody around me to be happy. Like I take care of people so much, and you understand, I was having all these positive qualities. So at the same time, I had my understanding of love and receiving back and forth love was not there, and also at the same time, I had lots of inferiority complex in the sense, my skin color. First thing was my skin color. I was dark, even even now. If you see the lights off, I wouldn't put the lights off. So that's the kind of what to say. Now I've come to terms with my color and skin color. But I'm just saying, when I was young, till until like few years before also, I was struggling with 30 years, 35 years. There was like, I was badly wounded in a very young age because of my color. Because I don't know, when I was growing at the age, by the time when you really realize what's going on around you, I started to feel this, that I was compared because of my color. I was already feeling, I was beginning to feel low. And to tell the fact, many of them, even I tell my mom, and like I've told this to my parents basically, that when I was fighting with my sisters, the point of the trigger, I used to be very patient and things like that. But the one point which she knows that I will immediately react is because of my color. Okay, so I wouldn't complain about her, but then it was we were kids. Hardly she was 2 years elder to me, and then so she kind of. I wouldn't hold any grudge on her, but the only thing at that age she tried to throw mud on me where I throw mud on her like that, right? So I wouldn't put her in a bad spot. But I'm just saying that. But what has happened is, so whenever there's a fight, when we are kids, we used to simply fight for now and then. So when it comes, so suddenly she always points that out that I'm not good enough because my color was I was darker skinned and all. So that went into my subconscious that already I just started feeling that. Okay, and also what happens when we go into, and also generally in the TV, if you see only you look at the fair skin, people are fair and all looking lighter skin tones, and even if movies they look all lighter tones, everything was, they wanted to be like that. And but when you look at yourself, you feel like I am not that kind of person. Why am I not like that? And then what happens, automatically in our genetics, because of, I don't know if it is because of the slavery that we had to undergo, or genetically we kind of inherit that kind of thought process, that strong belief that we are our because of our skin color, we tend to feel we are lower than anyone who's having fair skin. For that matter, no, not I'm not talking about Western countries. I'm talking within India itself, within our society, within my religion. I'm not talking about at this point in time. I'm just talking about within my community at least also. And if I then take it much more further, yes, as I kind of explored the world, I felt that this was global kind of phenomenon, which was under the rugs, under the carpet. It is always undercurrent. There was an undercurrent of this going on. Okay, but then it was not explicitly spoken out, or people don't talk too much about it. And but I will come to that point later on. But just understand that I was having this unworthy feeling. Okay, there was something, I was not good enough. And also that not only my sister thing, but the TV influence of the TV and cinemas, which we go through, all are like fair skin. They either put makeup to make themselves look so fair, and they are in real life they say they look dark. And so I usually think, okay, that if you are going to be a star, if you're going to be something great, you have to always be fair. You understood that? So I interpreted in a young age that this is what. So I'm not special. I'm not. I myself put myself down. So I didn't know that at that point of time. This is my understanding. So I always avoid. I never had good self worth. I didn't feel good about myself. I didn't feel I was good looking. I was not feeling. My color was bad. And my body. I used to be very like a thin stick. Like a stick I used to be, and the clothes never used to fit me properly at that point of time. And I usually feel like it usually becomes a birthday or Diwali is one more nightmare for me, because all my cousins all come, and my cousin brother would be there. We both used to go and buy clothes for ourselves. Like generally it's like with all of us go for shopping. That is the best part of it. The worst best and worst experience for me. Best experiences, I will never get anything fitting for me, like in the sense it'll fit either the shirt or the t-shirt will look bigger, because for me it's so difficult to, because I was very lean and tiny. My cousin brother was like he was like fit, like he was so for him everything fits properly. He was just again 2 years older than me, equal to my sister, my own sister. So in that case, I always feel, why is it not like, and whatever I like, that size will not fit, and whatever, and then I have to settle to something which is average, or like, okay, this is what fits you, and I just take it, and I just make myself, okay, this is what it is good for you. And So I always felt I was not good enough in anything for that matter. Only thing which I was feeling good enough was like, okay, I paint and I study well, I like do cooking or do all these things. I do extracurricular activities, and sometimes I do hair and makeup for people. See, from the very young age, it's of gay signs were there, but nobody noticed all that. I used to. I'm just telling. But yeah, I kind of compensated with having not compensated. I had all these extra curricular activities, but not like sports or anything. But then all these more indoor kind of a thing, and I. Enjoyed, and also I do knitting, and I usually knit like a woolen clothes, like not full clothes. Like I used to have like a scarf and things like that. I have the patience to do that, and I was doing all that when I was young. And also the my grandma's house, there will be daily. They used to pluck the flowers and then prepare a garland, and I used to do that. All these things. There were so many things that I was so much interested in doing all those things, and especially painting was my key thing, which I really enjoyed doing painting. And but all this was indoor activities, and where I was not the focus. And but in a school, I mean, I participate only things. I never was. I had stage fear because I didn't want anybody to look at me, because I was feeling so bad about myself that I thought, oh God, who will want to look at me or anything that matter. And I was like, okay, this is going to be a nightmare if at all. So I never participated in any of the I usually dance, like not a professional dancer, but I love dance. I watch the TV song and dance here. My parents always appreciated me. They do all that things. They've never said no to anything except they wanted me more in sports, I believe, because both of them were good in sports, but I wasn't keen on sports because of the lack of interest. And also the as I told, I never wanted. Also, always had competing, and especially when I have to do something in the open ground, open, like when it is in a group situation, I don't be the focus or anything that matter. And I knew that when I involve myself, and I'll be like heats basically the I myself somehow trying to run slowly, a little slower than the people who get qualified, so that I don't get qualified. So at least I can feel okay. Say that I was not qualified, and yeah, it was like that reason. I just didn't want to be in a bigger arena where I had to run in front of such a crowd of people in the school. So I was like trying to avoid all that, and that is where I felt okay. So then I thought, okay, this is how life is going to be. And I never performed in front on stage. I always had that interest. I should have, if someone group dances and all will go, and I thought I wish I was there participating once at least. I didn't get a chance to do that at all, and that was one of the things that didn't work out. And I personally have a dance well too. I mean, I'm not just going to boast things, but I know at least at least I impress people with basic moves what I have. Let it put that way. So, so I am good in that way, but not a professional dancer. So just I imitate or copy some of the dance and put along with my steps, whatever. And then, so yeah, so if you see, why I'm telling all this is to look at my internal, the real me. The real me was all having that sense of not feeling worthy, not good enough, not looking good, not feeling comfortable within the own skin, and feeling bad about your skin, and you're adding. You feel you're already in a lower thing when compared to others who are fair, and within my own community. I'm not even talking about anybody outside. So with that kind of an attitude, and also I always had carried this this kind of thought that, okay, because the number of stories that has been told, and also our school was British school, and they used to say that British English was good, and they always talk whether your English accent. They look at my accent. My accent is like a normal Indian accent, and people can understand that I'm not like having an American accent or British accent, but whatever neutral accent is what they say. And I felt bad. I wanted to have an accent or anything. So, but then I was not. I'm not very good in. I was not very good in my English speaking skills. I still struggle to get the right words and things. So I mean, this is the level but I managed, and I've built upon over a time period. I've just made sure that I communicate well, and I can address and convey the things whatever is required. And now I'm at this place talking so much, and people at least from all over the world have understood what I am saying. Not that it's like need a translation or anything for that matter, at least so far. So I've developed over a time period. So it is always thinking for me. If Western countries were all well developed and people are so intelligent and things, and we were not that up to their level. So consider that even with for me from here in India, when I was in India, when a young age and all, when I look at TV movies and like if you see Hollywood movies, not when I was young, but at a certain day, they are all out of this world kind of an experience. You never get such kind of movies within our country. So we've always put them in a pedestal, saying that they are great, they are superb with our Western countries. And yes, of course, they were doing great things and ways of production, but we didn't value our own people, or our own people had the skill set, but there was no one to invest on that and all. Who knows about it? So you build this impression that you are not them already. I had this mindset. I'm just talking about me. I'm not talking in anybody. This is my personal viewpoint, and if anybody has any kind of disagreement, I, I would say just keep it to yourself, and please don't immediately try to correct or anything. It is my own reality, which is what I'm trying to say, that so that I want to be as authentic as possible, that I put forth how I entered into a relationship. Okay. So with all these things, so now a person like this, after a age, after a certain point of time, I started accepting my color was okay, and I felt, though there was, the hurt was so much, I don't know how to overcome that. I had no idea about how to overcome your internal negativity. But only thing you practice. Okay, I'm good, I'm fine. I mean, you just think about it, or when people other side outside talk about you, are you looking good and things. But in India, you generally said like, you become darker. Why you are too much under the sun? Is it like that and this? They'll talk, and you immediately just feel bad that, oh God, we have to. So that's why that is one thing which I hate is like the color comparison with me and my sisters or cousins or anybody. They will just consider, and they'll say, oh, you've become dark, means you have like not or dark, and if you have lost weight, it's like considered as you're unhealthy. If you become fair and you become like a fat a little bit, put on weight, they're like, okay, you're done, great thing. So that is how we were like always had this kind of a annoying way of people talking. But how much effect it had on me, finally I realized that only after I entered into my relationship. Okay. So over a time period, my self-worth was going much more down, and my the inferiority complex was more and more, and I was, because of me being gay, and you understand that again, I was feeling more and more inferior to people outside, though I was putting this extra. As I said, my ego was inflated ego of it was just projecting as if I was like great. I was like, yes, the macho man, or like, for example, I'm just saying I'm a straight guy who's really good and doing things. I was just portraying that kind of a mask, a fake life I was living, and struggling internally. Internally, I was struggling so much. So that's why if you see my coming out story, you would know that how I had to finally come out. Even after you come out, it's not like how overnight your problem solved, because it's you have carried that kind of like baggage and the things, and you have to you have to let go, heal. healing takes a long time because you have been hurt. You have to re-understand yourself. You're first time learning about yourself, to being yourself, true to yourself, and how much rework, re-engineering has to be done, as was going through. But then, though you feel one part of it, there is another struggle. There's so much of negativity, and it was just painful to live a life. So generally what was going on is, that's why I was not an open person. I was insecure, and I was not talking to people. I was introvert, and I found it so hard to find anybody to have a relationship. I was not confident at all about myself, whether I can be in a relationship, hold on a relationship, and have a meaningful um, life. I never thought about all this, because even to deal with my own problems was much difficult. But then thinking about bringing another person was out of the question. So that is when I felt like the great relief for me came for numbing the pain, was when I was introduced to drugs. Okay, I didn't really realize, but I'm telling you now, when I look back and understand that this was 2.5 years back, when I first encountered my first introduction to drugs, taking drugs, recreational drugs, basically. Um, that, more than having the real effect of what it's supposed to do, it helped me numb my pain. Numb means, like, whatever I felt bad and guilty, all that negative feeling, it just erased all that. It just made me feel I'm the great. So once you have that feeling, what happens is, you feel on top of the world. You feel like, once you do remove all your negativity, all those negative is gone. You know, you're not feeling the pain. You're feeling only ecstasy, or I'm not talking about. So I'm just talking about the sensation. What gives you that? Because you're one side, you're such a pure heart, and you're carrying with so much kindness. One side, you're having this. See, the light and your dark side. Your dark side is like too much heavy, and it is bringing your light side down, and you don't know what to do, how to confront, whom to tell, whom to talk. You don't have any way to release it out also. And then finally, I tried with other people. I usually talk and things, and everywhere was fake people, fake, and I usually just, like, fake means like they either overact and be very like, oh yes, outgoing, out there, and I was not so ready to go out there. Come at any time, come, let's go to the club in India and all. Where if I get house arrested, if I go home, no, never come out. So it was like that, and if I have to go out for party or anything, I have to tell 100 reasons. Those never allowed. So I've never been to any parties or anything for that matter until I was 32, 33, 34 years of my age. No, never smoked. Only drink, smoked. Yeah, I smoked once in a while, simply just for in a team dinner or team dinners, or with my colleagues. If I go for like, sometimes we get together, have dinner and all, then we go simply casually smoke, or when others are smoking, I simply casually smoke. And drinks, yeah, drinks only socially, like, well, not every day, or once in a while when we all get together, we have a good time, drink and have. When I was drunk also, I felt like I was out. Because as I said, it was a way of coping mechanism for me. I felt like it was just a mechanism to just numb all my my pain, and also to forget about all that I felt negative, which was holding me back. All that is forgotten in your brain. It goes suppresses, I think so, I don't know, and it just makes me be me. And then I was not that I was. See, I am not saying that you have to be gay means you have to do this way, that way. That's nothing like that. It's just that I don't want people to be uncomfortable with me being gay, and if I do something to them, But otherwise, everybody is natural, right? So even if a straight and they're working in working environment, you have to act accordingly. You know, to show. Yeah, that's where you have all these. All these rules that are regulations that have been placed, that you treat others with respect, and even opposite sex for that matter. So it's the same thing for us, right? So I felt once I was drunk, I just kind of went into another world where I felt I was me. Like, I was just, yeah, I just felt that freeness of being me, like forgetting all that all that bullshit of sorry, I shouldn't be using all the BS. I don't know whether all the BS I'll just forget, and then I'll be just free and just like making fun. And I talk a lot when I'm drunk, and I just make fun, and everybody I just bring. I'll just like I'll forget about whatever I was holding me back. I forgot about. So then that's how I came to London, and so you know the setup. So I had so this is my internal and external. See how what a complex personality I was, but overall I was a very I mean very loving person. That is what comes out wherever I go. I will have lots of patience. If I like a person, I have lots of patience. Not if I like a person. If I generally I'm a person who is choose to kindness, who like treats others with respect, and whoever like I treat people who come to my place or anything, I treat them with respect, a lot of respect, until there is something wrong. Otherwise I always love to treat people well, and I want to make them happy is what my motto was. Okay, so but then so that is how when I got into drugs, it helped me in a way that it was no more than, yes, the pleasure of it was there, and I on top of that it made me feel like I wanted to go out. I wanted to be this outgoing guy. I wanted to talk to people. Like, if you're not dating, means if you're not talking to people, if you're not even, if you're scared and sitting, that was holding me back. I was scared of something. Well, I thought I was not good. That whole thing, that negativity of me, of the self disrespect, whatever I was doing, all the negative things it was holding me down, holding me back like anything, and just was not allowing me to open up and talk to people and just say hi, hello, and have a conversation. There was nothing I was able to do, and I felt like this was holding me. And then from where I don't know this, once I got introduced the drug, I felt like I was I had this rebirth of I was born like I was like having it was helping me cope up with that pressure. Okay, so it was numbing all the other things, and it was just helping me move forward in life and to explore whatever I wanted to explore. I wanted to just live my life as a gay person. Like, gay means like not like I wanted to go to the clubs. I wanted to go meet people. I wanted to just see like how what life is like. You have to explore it, right? So I finally managed to. Then only I got to meet many people. If not, I was never meeting people. I was holding myself back. I was just in my cocoon. So I was like, every time I'm hoping that something will happen. Always in my fantasy world, thinking, there's something will happen, and I was like this. But then after having drugs, is what I would say that initial year I was doing once in a while. Sometimes I do it. So afterwards it just started becoming a little bit more regular, frequent, because having fun, and I got used to like knowing things, basically how to deal with from basically how to find people and how to bring them and how to have a party, how to kind of organize things, how to get I made myself I learned a lot through trial and error. There were like several difficulties over the time period to understand people, to things would go wrong, things would have gone completely wrong, things have gone completely right. I've learned a lot of lesson how to handle people completely over a period of 1.5 years to close to that 1.5 years to 2 years. I learned completely in my 2.5 years of having being exposed to drugs. Not that I used everything, but I tried for the sake of it. I've tried and checked, because I want to be open there. There's nothing to hide. There's nothing to feel bad about. Everything, once you experience it, you know what is good, what is bad, and if you have come out of it and you're able to talk and express your truth, there's nothing like that. That's what they say. The person who is coming out of such any of the drug addictions or anything, and once they make sure that they go through, the it's much more I mean they're unlikely to go back into that, because they know what they have seen, the good and bad, right? If you don't know the good and bad in life, then where how will you really be able to live your life fully, because any minute you don't know what will come across or what is there, what you have to be aware of tomorrow. Like so that being said, like so I'm not trying to say that take drugs or anything. I'm not really saying anything of that kind, but I just do it. I've done it, and I'm openly there. I'm putting everything forward, and I don't judge people. And I hope you don't judge me just because of that. I'm more than what that drug does to me. I'm more than that. I'm such a stable person. Even on drugs, I don't just go crazy or anything of that matter. And but my life, but that is a coping mechanism for me. Okay, I was all alone living in London, and all alone my handling everything in my life. There was nothing that I could share to anybody for that matter, and everything I had to handle on my own. So the pressure of it all was finally helped with this drugs. Okay, so that is what I always consider that helped me. It is not just for recreational thing was there, but it helped me forget my fear, forget my pain, forget numb my all my wounds, all my things which were going inside my subconscious beliefs, all these which was dragging me down, pulling me down. And the pressure of work, the work pressure was another major thing in my life. Never ever I've worked where I was peacefully enjoying my life. It was always put stressful conditions, stressful things only usually come, and I had to cope up with that as well, and to finally balance with my personal life, professional life. So you think so much of baggage I was holding and trying and moving on, and that's where this helped me to get that energy to move forward with all the pain. I was not sure what else will but it accidentally happened, and I just kind of, but I'm not a, I don't drink. I don't drink, or I was smoking for a certain time, and then it was just like on and off. I was not. I'm not like a hardcore. I just kind of. I'm a very naive in terms of like whatever I wanted to test and do, but I just like to explore it and just leave it. So with this was my inside, and outside was like I was portraying. I was like I kind of know it all kind of person. But then I knew by then, I after knowing the scene around the gay community and things, I learned I made sure that I will not fall in love, um, because it was complete fake. Okay, people on drugs, I've never seen one person being genuinely friend to you. Okay, that is my my understanding till today. Okay, nobody is honest, nobody you can call them as friends, nobody is there until they have something to do with you, they have some selfish agenda or something. Nobody thinks about you. But I was not like that. I was treating people with kindness. I was giving them, I was sponsoring for the drugs, I was sponsoring for having place for the party. I was organizing the parties, like some not big major parties, just like I have a get together and things like that. But all started like coming and using me and leaving. Okay, and but I was doing it because I wanted some people to be my friends. I was wanting them to show me that friendship, because first time being out in gay communities and all, I wanted some kind of and also meeting people outside your country. And it was so much it was like a privilege for me to have connections from all over the world, like and I usually treat them all special, even though there may be some nobody also. I usually treat them so well because they were this country, and that I mean, see, the mentality is what I built. Okay, and please don't judge me. I was like that. I was so stupid, I would say, at that point of time, and to just give people the respect that even I didn't have myself, but I gave them so much respect without knowing what they are really, because I wanted so badly to have friends and just like to talk to people. I was like feeling, yes, I'm now establishing a good. Little did I realized it was all fake. It was just fake on earth. Everything was fake. My relationship was fake. That itself was an indicator for me to see that whatever I'm doing with the drugs, or that is the like a toxic behavior. Okay, it's a toxic way. I realized that how much ever I try to be good to people, how much ever I try and be there, they are there for the moment when you have something that they want is there and they get what they want. Until that point, they are good. They smile, laugh, talk to you. And the very minute their purpose is not solved, they don't get what they want, and they vanish, and they vanish. Come next time when there is a necessity for, they just try and see. So there was a pattern there which I didn't really realize that much, because I was new on all things. I was, even though my age is this much, this age, but I was still exploring, right? Everything was new to me. I had nothing. I was coming with all kindness, and I was thinking finally with being myself and being gay, and I'm just trying to establish my network of people, of friends, and all over the world. I got an opportunity to be in London, so it's a place where you find all the things possible. So with all that, I really realized by then itself, I was like I was living in a fake life, a fake life of fake gay life. Okay, it was whatever I thought as friends. Only there was only one friend who whom I met, and two friends, I would say, two of them. Two of them. In that, only one was genuine friend, who, because I never had anything with him or never shared. He doesn't do anything on these other stuff. But so we kept it like that. So we had a good friendship, and we built. And he was from Bangladesh actually, and he was a good friend. And there was another friend who was basically here, but we do indulge in things. But he was quite caretaking, and he was one who comes back and forth, and he was there till a point of time. But again, he also showed his true colors later on. And there were like another few guys who kept in touch, like they were there. People, if you want them for good times, they will come, but in your bad times, nobody will be there. Nobody wants to listen to your problems. Nobody wants to listen to your worries, or just no. They just come there because you have something to give them. That is what they look at. Whether it may be, it can be drugs, or it can be your time, your body, or your time, your place, or whatever, like just organizing stuff like this. That's what something or the other would be there. Okay, agenda. So that is the first level of abuse you go through. It's a kind of an abuse which you should realize before itself what is going on, which I didn't realize. I was repeating this, because the more and more when you take take drugs, you forget about all those things. You forget who did what and all. You just feel like, okay, today is a new day, new start, everything will be fine, perfect, and you go back to the same people, you call them, and then towards the end you will realize, oh, it's the same stupid stuff. But what happens is because inside your the people, I'll tell you why it happens. Because I was going through the same kind of different people, but the same kind of same attitude is what I was attracting all the time. Attracting same kind of people. They'll be good to a certain point, and they'll lose in touch. And I just, by then, last 2.5 years, 3 years, by the time I realized there was no point in. I just enjoyed it. Enjoyed a part of it. I would say that there was ups, there was downs. Everything was there. I went to a point where I had the best time. I had the worst time. I would have. I've got the best experience of having of fun, and the worst of it to be dead. Also, to that, these extremes I've gone through. Even to be killed, to that level, I've got experience of what I've gone through in I mean, basically. So considering all that, I felt like, no, the love is, there's no love, or there's no point in because once you get into your having drugs and having fun, you don't feel anything else. Just without having drugs, if you just have fun, it's just like nothing. It just feels like nothing. What the hell? And I'll talk about that separately, about chemsex in London, which I will talk about what happens to us. So it becomes like it's like an addiction, right? Slowly you feel like without that, you don't feel like having fun or talking to people. You don't feel good in talking to people or doing. So you just go into that cycle. That repeated cycle goes on until something breaks apart or something has to go. If not, you just keep on going. And I was like going through it because I had enough money myself, and I was working, and I usually balance things out. And I was never a person who compromises anything work I was doing. And with my family I usually keep everything intact, and send whatever money I used to save, but whatever I wanted sometimes I spend for this, right? So I've never asked or never went to any place to use anybody's thing. I was not that person. I would rather let them use my things because I felt like I was not uh, I felt very bad to go and use someone. I would always just be true and honest with everybody. Okay, even if I go and I think that I've come across like that to many people, but people didn't appreciate that because they were thinking, "Who's this guy coming from?" And they always see. I'm telling you, most of them look down upon me just because I was this color and from which country I came. And already they kind of felt, but only thing they were kind of amazed at with the fact that I was able to host. I was earning so much money because many of them were not having jobs. They were sitting with the government funding, but I was having my IT job and things. So that ways they used to respect me, but still think that they are a little bit. That was underlying. Thought process which was going on, which I didn't really want to talk about or anything that time. So I just left it, and I felt okay, whatever it is, they were being good in whatever ways. But then I realized that I didn't really know that people were manipulating me or just trying to act good to get what they want. Okay, so I didn't realize that I was there behave, just believing that people were nice to me, were good to me. So that is the first, that friendship and abuse of your kind of an abuse. This is where it starts. The abuse of it is you how it's like done in a very subtle way. It's like shown that like they just talk to you in such a way that you feel like, oh, okay, they are thinking about us and all. But it is like a practiced. They are if you meet anybody locally who has been exposed to all this at the age of 18 or 20, 16, 18 itself. People in school 14 years, 15 years start smoking weed and things. I see them. You think people who get exposed to all these things at a very young age and they become pro by the time they are in the early 20s or I mean late early 30s, and you think you are going like such a naive person trying to compete with them. Not compete, like going into a world where you're like one of the scapegoats, like you're just like, why they look at you as like, oh god, where in the world he has come from. Okay, let's abuse him or cheat him, lie to him, whatever this is what constantly was going on. And for me to realize that, it took me a while. It took me so much of, again, that pain of it to realize that, wow, we have been so good to people, why they still treat us like this. Well, we have been so good, why, what is happening to us? So it just went on again. The negativity starts building and building, and though you feel happy one side, and people, there were friends, there were so many friends who have all gone, and I felt like I'm happy that all of them are gone, washed away in my life. It's all gone. But I will tell you, they have been liars, they have been cheaters, they have been thieves, they have been equivalent to murdering also, yeah, and also complete abuse. And final climax of this movie came when I met one person. So that was that was the love of my life. So but apart from that, not if I take the others, all have lied to me, all have used my used my my time, my money, my whatever I money in terms of like whatever if I buy anything, they have come here, had everything, got my time, my kindness, everything. For that matter, they've taken it and never given back anything properly. Okay, so all in a different level they have abused, and they've misused whatever the kindness I showed was all misused completely. But that was a lesson I was learning. What else can I say? Right now, if I look at it, it was the lesson that I had to learn. I was never seeing any red flags and trying to change my ways, but rather it was a vicious cycle that I had to go through. It was not something overnight you realize, yes, I'm on drugs today or tomorrow I'll stop. No, you just go into the next level, next level, next level, and because the excitement you get with it is just amazing. I'm saying that was mind blowing. I'll never say only negative part of it. I'll say the other part of it is just amazing, amazing. I just really felt like I was living my life like a real person, without fear, without any kind of a thing, inhibitions actually. So that was the best part of it. The worst part of it, to see people how they get abuse you because of that, is what the other aspect of it, which I think I'll talk about this in the next. So the starting of, I just set the stage for how the real hardcore abuse happens is what I'm going to set. So please don't think that okay, because I was toxic and things like that, even if you drink and have all these things, that could happen, because it's equivalent to that much. I never drink when I'm doing anything. I never had alcohol for a long time. I never do anything like that. Drugs is another way of simulating your senses only. So but only thing it is dangerous because it's the impact of it is little too much. So just understand that, but don't immediately judge and say, yeah, they are all. Even if you drink, if you smoke weed or smoke all these things, if you try and do, you are and then there is some kind of problems, then you can watch my videos and see, and understand these red flags, and see if that is there in your life, in your love life, or in your family life. If that is happening, then see, I am going to also talk about how I can recover from that, what is the reasons behind them, which I've studied and got information, that I'm going to also talk about that in the upcoming videos. But let me set the stage. But I would really appreciate if you don't judge people who do those things, or for that matter their sexuality or the preferences or whatever it is. Don't judge people. You have no rights to judge people, because only thing you have right is to judge yourself. Okay, so that is how I am practicing this so much, that I don't judge someone, label someone, he's like this, he's like that. Everybody goes through a lesson in life, and either it's up to you whether you learn it in the first attempt and pass, or you go through several attempts and pass, and that during that period, either you will be labeled he's bad, he's good, and things like that. But all of us are here to do some here to do learn lessons. Soul lessons are there, and the more you are woken up and more you are aware of this, you kind of tend to what to say, like you can then be in a place where you become very non-judgmental about people, and you understand why each one comes in different ways. And right now, why I'm telling everybody abused, everybody did that, the others did it, I'm now telling it in a raw perspective, how I felt then. Okay, not from how much I've developed and understood the reason. I'm not telling that. I'll tell in that later on video, because I'm just putting myself in 2 years, 3 years before, and looking at that perspective. And from that perspective, I'm just telling you raw information. Okay, so I hope you kind of understand where I'm coming from. So watch the next video wherein I would start talking in detail, where I really encountered the climax, or the what say the ultimate the ultimate triggers, the ultimate final things which had to come through, or the finale for for all the negativity which I was not balancing or not dealing with, how it had to be balanced, and what was the trigger for that, how it got triggered. I'll talk about that in my next video. Please, if you're interested, do subscribe, and I will be talking more about relationship and all other things going forward. If you like the content, please do share, subscribe and comment, and I'll be really happy if it reaches to people who are in an abusive relationship, who are in a gay relationship or a lesbian relationship, or any kind of that matter, whatever your preference, sexual preferences. You can just watch this video, because I feel anyone can cater to this. If you have a situation where you have gone through an abusive situation, abusive relationship, and how, whether you're able to how to come out of it, and what mechanisms I use personally to come out of it, being alone without any support. And like I got some support, but I'll tell you about with the real support I got through, how being alone and how you can survive and come out of it is something which I'll be discussing in the upcoming videos. So thanks for watching this video. So I'll be ending this video because it's too lengthy to cover the entire topic. It's a huge vast topic, so I'll be doing multiple parts for this. So let's see in the next video. We'll talk in detail what real abuse meant for me and what went through in my life. So because it's quite interesting in a way to share details, and to ensure that this doesn't happen to anybody else is my key thing. It's not just to show that yes, I was abused. No, this is for me to make sure that tomorrow it prevents people, in at least in my community, or my at least people, one or two of them, can have this knowledge in their mind, so that wherever they go, they already have this knowledge, and to identify and run away from people like that. They need not have people like that in their life. So something which I wanted to really emphasize here, and to bring about some change in people's life. So that is the key motto. So that's if you like it, please do like it. Otherwise, if it's not your topic, or you're not keen on listening to this, so thanks, I appreciate for watching this video. Thank you, and thanks to all for supporting me. And just launched this channel few weeks ago, so I hope everybody likes the content, and what I'm talking, everything is from a total honest level of exposure I can give. I'm giving. So so please do support me in this endeavor. I'll be really happy if I could help someone in the long run. So please do write to me if you feel like you need to discuss something specific, or anything of that matter. If you have issues catering to this topics, any of the topic I'm discussing, if you need any suggestion, any doubts, or if you have any doubts and things, please do write to me. I've done lots of work behind the scenes, but I'll tell in the upcoming videos about that. Okay, so thanks for watching. Thank you, and have a good day and a good week. Thank you.